you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Hey guys, this is Hayden Hurst, NFL tight end. I'm partnering today with Red Recover. We're going to run you guys through some drills. I started using Red Recover last year, my 4th year in the NFL. It just helps me on Mondays after games, get my recovery process started, get back into the fold of the week, and get ready for the following Sunday. And if you want to recover like me, use Red Recover.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business, car key replacements, and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Have you viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Wow, we need more of these interviews, guys. I love these interviews. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're so much fun. I love to watch you when you don't run. You throw the ball so very far, farther than my car. Love to see you playing out there so happily. Can't wait to see you on the desk tomorrow night after victory over Joey Monday.
3rd and 22. They need the 30. Time. Deep. Oh, he's got Waddle! Inside the 10! To the 7! 45 yards! It's 1st and goal at the 2. Smythe. Edmonds knifing in there. Miami's got the lead. Touchdown. Allen. Up. Grabbed. Gets away. Oh my goodness, how did he escape? It goes off to McKenzie. He'll drive and dance. The clock continues to tick. He picks up 11. Miami is won. Zeros on the clock.
It's time for Dolphins football. Welcome to the Miami Dolphins Pregame Show on the Sports Talk 305 network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. Here's your host, the Big O.
Baby, yeah! We are live. We're ready to rock. We are loaded. Got a great pregame show for you. We are ready to go. Getting you ready for this Dolphins and Bengals game. The opportunity for your Dolphins to go 4-0. And one of the things that I've talked about throughout the week, and a theme that all of us in the Dolphin Nation should be covering right now and should be carrying proud right now. This might be the first Dolphins team in 25 years that can bail the team out on either side of the ball. It's always been the defense in the last quarter century. The offense really never had it. They had their streaks. They had moments with Ricky Williams, moments with Lamar Smith and Jay Ajayi. There were moments with the Wildcat. But in the end, you never really had the kind of offense led by Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa that can bail you out. And in that game against Baltimore, when they fell into a hole, they needed that offense. And when the defense got a stop in the second half, which seems to be their thing, they'd hand the ball back to the offense, and the offense marched right down the field and got the points. And they got the win, bailed them out. And last week, the offense didn't get to have the ball a lot. But in the few times that it had it, it capitalized. And it did enough, and then the defense came through. The defense has been outstanding. But that's been a storyline for Dolphin fans for 25 years. Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, Sam Madison, Pat Surtain, and Tim Bowens were absolutely wasted. Because they never had the offense to complement them. And you've had other defenses led by Cam Wake and others, and it just was never there. Till now. And this is why anybody and everybody in the Dolphins Nation should be incredibly happy at the direction of this Miami Dolphins team and what they've accomplished in a very short time. Tua has proven a lot of the doubters wrong. Is it etched in stone yet and done? You know, just because I've been convinced that he'd be a great player last year and the year before that doesn't mean he is right now. But as the season goes on, they'll be proven completely wrong. But they're well on their way to being proven wrong thanks to Tua. Mike McDaniel's proven a lot of people wrong. Right? Chris Greer's proven a lot of people wrong. Things are getting better here. And that's the part. Do not live in the past. That's the problem with a lot of our Dolphin fans out there. You ladies, you gentlemen out there, you just worry about it and you think it's the same old, and it's not the same old, same old. And I'm really happy to tell you it's not the same old, same old. It doesn't feel like the same old to me. This looks like a real quarterback. This looks like a head coach that can actually do things at this level and this kind of game now in the NFL. I just like everything that I'm seeing right now. And again, that front office, one of the best in the NFL. And that's why they've made this quick turnaround here. Bet your ass on that. That's the reason why they are playing so well, because of those people that have just turned things around quickly. You had a foundation. It's funny how that foundation has been there for a long time. It's just a matter of who then puts what's on top of that foundation to finish that building. And that's always been the problem with the Dolphins. They were poorly constructed and they were a half-finished building. Well, here comes Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel and company, and they're kind of the architects to finish this thing off. That's why it's different. It's big time different, and every one of you should enjoy it. Brett Franz, thank you. I'm Hans, and I'm Franz, and we're here to pump you up. Let's see. A Big O after losing almost everything because of Hurricane Ian. Wow. Holy crap. I'm so sorry about that. Listening to this show gives me a sense of normality. I'm so sorry to hear about that, Brett, man. That is, it's just crushing for a lot of our Floridian neighbors in the West Coast and up into the middle of the state that obviously have gone through hell, and we know what it's like many times over to go through this, and it's just unbearable. It's terrible to have to start all over again, and we've seen so many Americans, whether it's hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, you name it, man. We've been suffering everything going on now here in this country and all over the world. And so sorry to hear about that. It was just scary stuff, that these storms that we have to face on a consistent basis. And they're only going to get worse, unfortunately. Hang in there, Brett, man. Appreciate you. Our prayers are with you and everybody else in there in that mess, because I know what it's like. We've seen this story over and over again, and it's part of just living life, right? You're almost everywhere you're at in the world, there's some kind of a natural disaster and threat that just looms right there. And hurricanes happen to be the one that checks us every once in a while here in the state of Florida. Mike Barnes says, Big O, a lot of people have insurance on the mind after hurricane. Is Skylar going to be active? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm not worried. Mike, if it gets to Skylar, it's over. Hey, let's I don't play that game on my show ever. Never. If something's not right, I'm going to tell you. You may not like it because, oh my God, he's telling me something negative about the Dolphins or the Canes or the Marlins or the Heat or whatever, or whatever it is, or I'm going to tell you something positive. I'm always going to call it like I see it. Mike, if it gets to Teddy or Skylar, it's over. Understand that. It's over. You're not doing anything. It's the same old Dolphin season you've had for 25 years. You'll get to 500, maybe tease a playoff spot. If you happen to get lucky to get in, you'll get thoroughly embarrassed. You probably won't get in at all with Teddy because that's not what he does. And Skylar's a baby. And NFL defenses will eat him for lunch. So get that out of your mind. It's Tua or it's over. It's done. It's mediocre to terrible. And if you're lucky, maybe an average season. So stop with that stuff. If it's not Tua, it's over. If it's not Aaron Rodgers, it's over. Okay? That's just the way it is on tons of teams. If it's not Russell Wilson for Denver, finito. Se acabó. Enough. That's just the way it is, dude. So stop with that stuff. That's not, Skyler's not saved. This isn't the preseason where they're not scheming and you're playing third and fourth stringers, dude. You know, you guys got to stop with this. The backup quarterbacks for the Miami Dolphins and most teams, if it's not Josh Allen, it's over for the Bills. Done. History in the archives. If it's not Kyler Murray, it's over. You need me to keep going? If it's not Derek Carr, it's over. So stop it. And you know what's the worst part about that, Mike Barnes? Here's what I tell you. What's the worst part about this kind of fan that thinks this? You're so unrealistic that when Skyler fails, you'll look at Skyler and bash him. When you're going and it's like telling a 3-year-old, what is wrong with you, dude? You can't solve this Rubik's Cube? And the 3-year-old's going like, what? Huh? What? Huh? You know, enough already. Let's go. Let's stay on Reality Island here. Okay? Let's do that. All right? Let's do that. Because I'm not going to sit here. If you want, you can go somewhere else, like a flagship station, whatever's left of it, or maybe some fan site that doesn't have any balls to actually call things like it is. You can do that, bro. But Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater aren't saving jack shit. Let's just be clear on that. It's Tua or bust. After that, it's over. I think I kind of hammered the point away already. Mario Christagoat, thank you, sir, for the love and the super chat. He says, prayers out to those impacted by Ian. I wasn't hit hard myself, but had several family members who lost their homes. It's terrible, man. Terrible. We got lucky out here on the East Coast. We didn't get, a little wind, a little rain, nothing. We got nothing to complain about. Although there was a couple tornadoes. I guess if you were in those two spots where those tornadoes were, that might have been a little scary. Dolphin 4639, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Big O, thanks for the awesome Dolphins coverage listening from Indiana. Go Fins. Thank you, sir. We got a loaded show for you. Ben Baby is about to join us here at 6:30. Bengals ESPN writer, so we'll get his thoughts on the Bengals. Lee Sterling will stop by at 7:15. We'll get his picks here for Thursday night, and any thoughts he has on Saturday or Sunday, throw it our way. Daniel Oyefusi is going to join us at 7:40, straight from what's Bengals Stadium called? I forgot what the hell the Bengals Stadium is called, but he's up there in Cincinnati, so we'll talk to him. Remember, post game, Cameron Wolf from ESPN, our exclusive insider, will join us. Marcel Louis-Jacques from ESPN, our exclusive insider, will join us. We'll carry the Mike McDaniel press conference. We'll carry the Tua press conference. We'll take your comments. We will be here after the game and hopefully talking about a fantastic win for the Miami Dolphins. Yes, Sean Stanley.
It's Paycor Stadium.
Paycor Stadium.
Yeah, I put it on the overlay so you don't have to look far.
Oh, there. This dude is like ultra prepared, bro. Like when I sent him stuff like, hey, did you see it? Yeah, it's already in the open. What the hell's wrong with you, you bastard? You're so lazy. What is wrong? You're slow. And I'm just sitting there going, yes, I am. I'm slow. I'm sorry, Sean. So it's just one of those. Yeah. He's awesome. That's all it is. Oh, you are the best, bro. Skyler might be a future option. Yes, he looks good in preseason against third and fourth stringers, but he took more snaps than any other quarterback in the league, so he's going to have a bunch. He's not the answer, bro. Not the answer. Don't even try to talk yourself into it. It's not worth it. You're just going to set yourself up for heartache. Let's see. It is the Cincinnati Bengals stadium called Paul Brown Stadium. And then Lauren says, "Oh, you have the name of the stadium on your overlay." Goes to show that I'm paying attention to the overlay while I'm on the air at the moment. Chris Ike says, "Good afternoon, Big O. Dolphins have to put their foot on the Bengals' throat and squeeze very, very slowly. Would be nice." All right, we're going to do it. We're going to bring Ben Baby aboard. Just a phone call, straight up phone call with Ben. He covers, of course, the Cincinnati Bengals for ESPN. Kind enough to join us now. Ben, how you doing, baby? You there, Ben?
Thank you. I cannot hear you guys. Sorry.
You can't hear me? You can't hear me? Ben?
Hello?
Yes, Ben, we got you. You hear me? You got to love live. Yeah. You got me there, man?
Say it again?
Yeah, you got me? You good? Ben? Are you there, Ben? Can you hear me? It's probably, you know what it is? It's stadium. This is the reason why it's very hard to do sometimes these stadium interviews, because there's a crap ton of interference. And so he's probably trying to do the cell phone deal, and he's probably got imagine the video. It would have never even gotten through. So, because he told me, "Hey, man, video is going to be tough." And I said, "Well, we'll do audio." So what are you going to do? Somebody says Cricket Wireless. U.S. Cellular. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Is that one of their sponsors or something like that? Are you guys picking on their sponsors? We would love one of Cricket Wireless to be a sponsor of the platform. That way we hook up. It would be our Cricket Wireless interview line, that kind of stuff. So we can do that. Well, unfortunately, we tried to get Ben Baby, and it just did not work out, man. What are you going to do, right? But anyway, we will try to catch up with him maybe another time, 3 or 4 years from now when they play the Bengals again. Maybe we'll catch up to Ben Baby at that time. Rosendo says, and the casino manager from Hialeah is Big O's Doc Severinsen. That's it. The boys using McDonald's Wi-Fi. Nah, it's stadium stuff, dude. The stadium is a pain in the ass at times to do interviews. So what are you going to do? It happens. All right. So we'll continue. We'll take your questions along the way. DJ Reader, as you all know, with the knee is out. We will have the inactives for you any minute now. The good news is that Tua Tagovailoa and Waddle and Armstead probably are not going to be. Those are the guys that were questionable. Byron Jones, Austin Jackson, those guys will be on the inactive list, but I don't think Waddle, Armstead, and to me, there was never a doubt. When people are breaking the news today, like, sources confirmed Tua's going to play. I mean, first of all you had to do was watch the Barstool video yesterday. But outside of that, you could tell Tua was going to play. I mean, I think it just gets to the point where people look at the kid and then they think he's not tough or something. Some guy said to me today, he's already injured and it's game 4. And I'm like, well, look at Justin Herbert, and Zach Wilson didn't even make it to the regular season. He's about to make his debut in week 4 now. So he's not the only quarterback. Plenty of quarterbacks get injured. But hell, he got nicked. He came back and threw the kill shot of all kill shots so far this season. Maybe not his best pass, because he's had several really nice ones in the first 3 games. But that 3rd and 22 has got to be top 2-3 pass. But it is the biggest money pass of that game and of the season so far. I mean, 3rd and 22, dude. And you throw a dagger straight down the middle of the field. That's just absolutely nasty and on a dime. It's fantastic. But anyway, so I gotta congratulate Josh Boyer. I think it's really important to give him some love early on in the first 3 games because we get tied up sometimes with certain stats, but in the end, the stat that matters is the W. And that's for quarterbacks. That's for offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. That's for everybody. That's what that stat goes. And last week, I had a lot of people tell me, and I think they had the wrong way of looking at it. And they're complaining about the yards they gave up. And yeah, dude, Josh Allen is a pain in the ass. He's a great, great player. But Josh Boyer's defense, just like in the Ravens game, they gave up their plays, they gave up their points. But as I've talked about in the show throughout the week, and I've shared the stats with you all, they've allowed 59 points in the first half and 18 points in the second half through 3 games. And Josh Boyer's defense, okay, they gave up yards, they gave up some points, but then the second half rolls around and they clamp down. They make the adjustments. They then shut, New England went from 3, 14, 3, and 0, the 4 quarters. The Ravens were 7, 21, 7, and 3. The Bills, 7, 7, 3, and 2. So it's a decline every single time. As the game goes on, your offense gets choked out. And to me, they're 3-0. That's all that matters. The stats don't matter to me. It's what you did to win the game. And Josh Allen and company were, I thought, I don't remember the Bills fan's name that reached out to me earlier in the week on Monday, and he was fantastic. Why? Because it's what you want from all of us. He was stand-up. He said, no excuses. Everybody had injuries. The Bills had injuries, but at the end of the game, they were right there at the 5, and they had their offense, and they had a chance to score, and they didn't. Dolphins won the game. End of story. And that's exactly it. It's not about the stupid stats. So what? The Ravens put up a whole bunch of points and stats early on. And then what? And then when the fourth quarter rolled around, Lamar Jackson and that offense peed in their pants, and they couldn't do anything. When they actually needed them to close out the game, they couldn't do it. That's part of being a great team. It's not just being able to come back. It's not just being able to match points for points and all of that, but you got to perform in the clutch. It can't be just a front runner. A lot of teams, a lot of quarterbacks they're pretty good when they're front runners. But when adversity hits and then somebody's challenging you and then they're taking the lead from you, can you answer back? It's great to play your game when you got the lead. What are you doing when the game is tight? What are you doing when you're losing? Hell, didn't we find out some things here? Right? We found out that Josh Allen is like, I forgot the stat again now, 1-6 or 0-7 in his career so far in games decided under 6 points. So, in other words, Josh Allen sucks in the clutch. So when the game tightens up, he puckers up. Kind of like Justin Herbert with 4 fourth quarter pick sixes. So you put up all the stats and all that, but then when it gets tight, Kansas City, you don't make the plays. And I'm not saying it's all Josh Allen, but something's wrong with that. As dominant as that Bills team is, as much as we praise them, how can you be this bad in tight games? It's part of the game. You got to be able to finish teams off. You got to be able to take the lead back. You got to be able to come back. And I got to give Josh Boyer a lot of love because his defense has bent, something that's been very characteristic of them for the last couple of years since Flores got here. They bend, but then once they start getting into that red zone, somehow or another, man, they find a way to make a play. It's impressive. It really is. I have to give them a lot of credit. And Josh Boyer is a guy that, what happened? We were all talking about, the controversy was, is Josh Boyer really in charge of the defense? And last year, at the end of the season, he had a press conference where he was adamant that he was the play caller on defense. And it wasn't like Flo ever came out and said he was a liar. Flo never did that. Flo never said, no, I called the defense. It was other people that reported it, but a lot of those people that reported it didn't even know that Flores was getting fired. So there's really no proof that Flores ever was running the defense, and Josh Boyer said he was. Plus, Marcel Louis-Jacques reported last year and right after Thanksgiving that Flo wasn't really communicating to his staff in the second half of the season. Oh, by the way, that's when they were winning a lot of games. So Josh Boyer so far, of course, it's only 3 games. So McDaniel, Tua, Josh Boyer, Chris Greer, I know they don't get the ultimate pass, right? Because it's still early. But early on, if they were 0-3, we'd rip Josh Boyer. If they were 0-3, we'd be ripping Tua. If they were 0-3, we'd be ripping McDaniel. If they were 0-3, we'd be ripping Chris Greer, right? Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So if you are allowed to rip, then I'm allowed to praise. It's the same thing with Tua. Many of you didn't give him a chance. You already called him a bust. You called him noodle arm, all that. But then when those of us that believe in Tua, we brag about Tua, we give him credit and all that kind of stuff, they tell us, oh, no, you got to slow your roll. But wait a minute. Why should I slow my roll? Why should I slow my roll from praising what you're doing well? And let's give Josh Boyer the love that he deserves. His players are stepping up in key moments and getting it done. Super impressive, man. Very impressed with it. By the way, if you want to get in on the Welton Rayom text line, it's 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, remember EJD Construction is the title sponsor of our pre and post game show. Call Eric if you need to remodel your entire home. Maybe you had some serious damage. They can help you reconstruct your home. They can help you maybe the family is growing. Maybe the families are consolidating, and so you need bigger space. You need to build another room. You need to build another floor. EJDconstruction.com can do it for you, man. Maybe you need to redo your roof because obviously, the inspectors and now the new insurance companies, after a certain amount of time, these roofs have to be, updated. EJD Construction can update that roof for you. 305-433-4843. And by the way, they are fully insured, liability and workers' comp. So you can be sure if anybody gets injured on your property while they're working, they are completely covered and it will not affect you. Remember, if you hire someone that is not fully insured, you are liable if they get injured in your home. So do not allow anybody to work in your business or your home that is not fully insured. Call the professionals at EJD Construction. Call Eric and tell him that Big O sent you anywhere throughout South Florida. 305-433-4843. All right. Big O, can you tell how much better Boyer has been too with the local media since Flo is gone? I mean, yeah, they're all better. Every one of them are better because they all can actually talk, dude. You remember how the assistant coaches and everybody was talking like on eggshells. The funny part was watching Flo and his assistants, you would see their eyes go up in the air a little bit and start to think about, okay, how am I going to phrase this so Flo doesn't get pissed? I don't release any information whatsoever, and I tell this writer absolutely nothing. That's basically what was the plan. Now with Mike McDaniel, obviously they're not going to tell you the plan, but they at least will be, pretty honest with you. By the way, the inactives are out. Myles Gaskin, Noah Igbenogany, Cedric Wilson Jr., Eric Ezukama, Sethan Carter, and Hunter Long. No surprises whatsoever except Cedric Wilson Jr. That one is kind of interesting. Very interesting. Do you know why I say that the Cedric Wilson Jr. one is kind of interesting? Obviously, you have Craycraft, which is great. But I've been talking about somebody for the last week and talking about, there's this tight end that's there that, he can blaze. His name is Tanner Connor. And I'm just saying, I just think eventually they're going to try to include him in some packages and put that speed out there on the field. And he has size, so he replaces that size for Cedric Wilson. Just saying. That's all. You never know. You just never know. We will see. Is Byron Jones still? Yes, till next week, Rosendo. Next week. Next week he'll be back. And he's supposed to I'm sorry. He will be activated supposedly for next week. Okay? And it looked like this week when they asked McDaniel, he didn't sound pessimistic about it. Not that he ever really sounds pessimistic about anything. But we got to say, I think that Byron Jones, there's a good chance that he comes back next week. By the way, folks, you win today, or even if worst case scenario, you lose today, 4-0 or 3-1 without Byron Jones. If I tell you that in the preseason, they're without Byron. Oh, dude, that sucks. But they're going to go 3-1. You're going to go, those 4 games, I'll take it. Don't be greedy now. Don't get selfish on me. I want 4-0 also. But be honest with me. If I told you, dude, they're going to be 3-1 even without Byron Jones in August or July or June, you would have told me, get the hell out of here, Dude, did you see that? Do you see who they got to play? No way they go 3-1. Most people would have taken it, in a heartbeat. So, worst case scenario, no Byron Jones for the first month. You're either 3-1 or 4-0. What did I just say about Josh Boyer? Josh Boyer is the one that found Kader Kohu. He's the guy that scouted him at the Division II level and told Chris, hey, man, I really like this kid. And sure enough, here he is. And he's made plays already. He's young. He's going to make mistakes. He's got to grow, all that stuff. But he already shows you a little something. Just remember that. Appreciate the fact that your head coach and your front office have found a way to overcome this brutal start of these 4 games that most people talked about that they would, pretty much, because it's, this is 1-3, 0-4, 2-2 at best, right? And then, the Patriots aren't that good. Let's see if Two and Company and Mike McDaniel, let's see how they respond when they go to the Ravens. Oh, you beat the Ravens? Oh, okay. Well, but we all know that, Buffalo's your
your bugaboo. You got to go to Buffalo now. You got to prove Buffalo. So they go and they beat Buffalo at home. They prove that they can beat Buffalo, and now they move the line. They move the line. They move the line. Can Josh Boyer do it without Flo? Well, he's doing it without Flo. Okay, well, and he's also doing it without Byron Jones. And he's also doing it when they go down by 21. And he's also doing it when he has to stop that athletic Sasquatch named Josh Allen. Enough. Okay? Enough. Let's appreciate the hell out of the position that we're in as Dolphin fans. And let me tell you, after these last 25 years, man, this is a sweet moment for Dolphin Nation. This is a mighty sweet moment. Those of you that are 35 and 40 years old, you haven't had a lot of these moments. For those of us that are older and we lived the Shula years and all that stuff, we're like, wow, are they back? Are they really going to be respectable once again? This is awesome. I've talked about this a few times in the past, and I hope all you young Dolphin fans get this feeling because you've never had this feeling. And when you rooted for the Dolphins with Shula, I tell you because I experienced it since I was a child. You were walking into the Orange Bowl with your chest out going, whose ass we kicking today? That's how good you felt about your home field advantage, the team you had, the coach. You knew your coach, his players were always going to be the smarter players on the field. You always knew that Shula's teams would make less mistakes than that team every single time. And I'm not comparing the two because I can't. That guy's got a long ways to go to be called anything like a great coach. But I love that his team's prepared. I do. I love it. And they're overcoming adversity. And I think that's incredibly impressive. And a Dolphin fan that's young now, 4-0. Are you kidding me, dude? I am so happy for that 25-year-old that doesn't know what the hell it's like to have a good Dolphins team. And all of a sudden, he or she has been hit in the face with a team that can be a contender, that kind of stuff. Not yet, but if they continue at this pace, and all the disbelievers, haters, whatever adjective you want to use to describe them, they all got to shut up, and eventually they got to just say, wow, I was dead wrong. Holy crap. Chris Greer's awesome. Mike McDaniel's awesome. Tua's awesome. These guys are fantastic because they're just, wow. You know how the haters, like I just told you, they move the line and all that kind of stuff. Well, then with the Dolphins winning, they keep pushing the envelope now. And they keep going, okay. They're already, they got a chance. I had them at 3-1 in the preseason 3 months ago. I told everybody that I felt that the only game they were going to lose the first 4 games was the Bills game. They're on pace, if they win tonight, to even do better than I expected. And most people thought I was out of my mind at 3-1. So I love it for you fans out there that have never experienced a great Dolphins team. You deserve it, man. Those of you that travel, those of you that buy the jerseys, those of you that buy the hats, those of you that listen to these kind of shows and you read your articles and all the investment in time and emotion, money, all of that, it's never paid off for you in that sense. And the Miami Miracle and all these little, stupid little things that we live off of, and the Ravens game where you avoid being winless and like that's an accomplishment or something. No, man, that's garbage. All those moments are garbage. There's nothing there to be proud of at all. There are individual accomplishments to be proud of. There are no team-oriented accomplishments in the last 25 years that any Dolphin fan is proud of. I think we have it now. I think we're on the brink of it. And so many of you deserve this. I'm happy for you because I know what it's like to have a great team. I know, I remember that feeling. And thanks to Pat Riley and Mickey Harrison, they've at least kept that kind of professionalism, that kind of expectations living in their organization because it's so exceptional for 25 years during this void that we've had for the Dolphins. Big O, I'm 38 from Victoria, California, bro. This is so refreshing. Part of me, it's waiting for the collapse, but the QB, the coach, the front office give me hope. It's so pumped. There'll be no collapse, my brother. You know, injuries could collapse anything in any season at any time, and that can happen to anybody. But if these guys are healthy and they're playing ball, that's why, you know, I told this gentleman, was it Brian, at the beginning of the show, they'll start thinking about who the backup quarterback is. The backup quarterback doesn't mean shit here. Okay, Teddy Bridgewater is not bailing this team out for nothing, and neither is Skylar Thompson. This is the guy. This is the player right here. And that's why you should feel better. You haven't had a quarterback like this since Marino, because what you watched him do against the Ravens and against the Bills in the last 2 weeks, that shit has never existed here since Marino. Okay? It's never existed since Marino. And Marino knows it. Sebastian Alvarez says, I'm 24, and I've been watching the Dolphins religiously since I was 11. The 2009 year, to be exact. This year has been a breath of fresh air. I went to my first game ever last week. Amazing season. Good for you, Sebastian. Good for you, my brother. You deserve it. You all deserve it. Holt Boschert says, and thank you for the love in the super chat, Holt. The Finns are going to the zoo, and we have the main attraction, the cheetah and the penguin. Beat the Cincinnati Zebras, black and white jerseys tonight. Yes, sir. And because the NFL gave them an alternate helmet, an opportunity, that's why they are doing this. Okay. There you go. Remember, I appreciate all of you making donations through Super Chat. You can also do a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, and we will read your comments and questions there on Cash App or Venmo. Big O, where did you get that gorgeous hat? What jersey you rock? Well, we won last week. I was rocking. I had to rock the Tua jersey again this week. You know, it was a big game with Buffalo last week, and I could, whip out a Marino jersey. I could whip out a Chris Chambers jersey. I can whip out a David Bowen's jersey, a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar jersey. I can whip out some Dolphin jerseys if I want to. Little Zonka action. But I said, no, not doing that. I'm going Tua all the way, dude. That's the man. 4th and 7, 3rd and 22. So I gotta ride with the boys. And the hat, again, everybody loves this hat. I bought it on Amazon about 5 years ago, and I don't know if it even exists anymore. It's a killer hat, but it's a fantastic hat. I love it. It's my favorite Dolphin hat I've ever bought in my life. And now that you guys bring it up all the time, I should have bought 2 or 3 of these. Have you ever had like some favorite T-shirts? Like I have a couple T-shirts that I've had for years, and I always look at myself, and they're like freebie shirts that I got somewhere for something. All these events that I've done in the media for 32 years. And I look at that shirt, right? And I have like there's like 4 or 5 of them that have been in a rotation for years. And I always look at that shirt and I go, dude, I should have bought I should have taken an extra 2 or 3 of these. This shirt has been awesome to me over the years, that kind of stuff. So this is one of those where, yeah, I probably should have bought another one of these hats. Badass hats. So thank you, Holt, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Ryan Spoviero. Is that how it's Sproverio. Is that like Italian? Sproverio. Being a sports fan is asking for disappointment a lot more often than not. It's important to savor moments like this. Enjoy, everyone, and cheers, Big O. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you for the love on the super chat. Clee Torres also giving some love on the super chat, folks. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button, okay? Very important that you smash the like button and get the algorithms going, and that gets it out to more Dolphin fans all over the place. So, no, Garrow, your premium. Well, technically, if I had a Velcro on the back of this jersey, I could tear off Tunga Vailoa, or two, it says, actually, and then put Garrow or your premium, of course, because they both wore the number 1. But we now know what the number 1 belongs to, right? Because, Tua will be joining Greasy and Marino in the Hall of Fame down the line. Okay. Just telling you. I'll be in my 70s going to his Hall of Fame induction. Okay. And how about I do a show in my 70s from Tua's Hall of Fame induction? Is that a deal? Will you guys be there with me 15, 18, 20 years from now when he retires, and then he's got to wait 5 years? He's going to be first ballot, right? Did I tell you that? Did I mention that? Did I mention that he would be first ballot? Just want to make sure I mentioned that. Stevangelist Montoya, thank you for the love on the Cash App. Appreciate you, man. Very nice of you. He did not put a message, but thank you, sir. Appreciate you. You can also donate Bitcoin through Cash App too. If you want to do that, you can do that also. It's nothing wrong with donating a little Bitcoin. Jason Voladio. He says, we need pressure from the front four today. If we can get to Burrow with 4, it will be a long day for the Bengals. Hey, look, dude, this is the game where you get fat with the stats. Okay? You want to see? Listen, take it from a fat guy that knows about food. All right? When the food is out, when the buffet is served, you eat. And the buffet is served. Now, the Jets suck at getting after the quarterback. They only got 2 of them, and they only have 5 on the season. 27th in the league. But hold on a second. Wait, there's more. The Dallas Cowboys are number 1 in the NFL with 13 sacks. They got 6 of those 13 against the Bengals. The Pittsburgh Steelers are number 8 in the NFL in sacks with 9. They got 7 against the Bengals. You're sacking Joe Burrow 5 times a game on average. They've given up 15 sacks. He holds on to the ball or the line gives up a sack. He has averaged 5 sacks per game. Miami, ladies and gentlemen, has only averaged 2 sacks per game. They have 6. They are ranked 24th in the league. Time to get fat on the sacks. Miami needs to pick up 4 or 5 sacks tonight. They need to hit Joe Burrow. Everyone else is hitting Joe Burrow. You have people that can get after the quarterback. Ogba, Sealer. You got Jalen Phillips. You got Christian Wilkins. You can send Brandon Jones. You can send safeties, corners, you name it. Get after his ass. He doesn't run like Lamar. He doesn't move like Lamar. He is not like Josh Allen. He's not going to stiff arm your ass. He's not this big redwood tree trunk that's hard to bring down. No, you hit Joe Burrow and he goes down. I don't wish any injury on the guy, but you need to hit him and hit him hard and keep hitting him and don't stop hitting him until he is completely out of this game. Like I'm talking about mentally checked out. But if you can confuse him, not going to be easy, you do it. But if you can hit him, that has to be a must. You cannot allow him to get comfortable back there with that wide receiving core. That wide receiving core is exceptional. And your Dolphins secondary, they just went through Diggs, Davis, and McKenzie. And now they've got to face Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd. It's a hell of a wide receiving core. That's two great wide receiving cores back to back. Dawson Knox and Hayden Hurst probably are kind of wash overall. But you look at the wide receivers, this is one hell of a receiving core that Miami's facing. Hit Joe Burrow. Hit him and hit him a lot. Do not let him get comfortable back there. If he does, it's going to be a long night. And that secondary's got to find a way to make some plays. Garrow won the longest game in history, 82 minutes and 40 seconds. That is awesome. That is fantastic. No offense, but the Jets' defensive lines are not monsters. Ogba, Phillips, Roberts, Holland, Sealer are going to attack tonight. Yes. Yes. Yeah, the Jets aren't really a great rush team. They're not a pass rush team. And that's why. But the others can get it. And Miami, hey, man, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity right here. Jalen Phillips, this is a great time for you to get on track. You know, I think it's important. Christian Wilkins, he can stick some fools. As long as it's not his own players, please, not your teammates. Christian, relax on the celebrations. Take it easy. Okay? Stay away from your teammates while you're celebrating. Celebrate by yourself. Okay? You're going to put somebody on the IR. Just saying. Greater Good says, Mom couldn't get Dad and me to come to eat Christmas dinner. The game against KC. Okay. And 1984 was the last season I really enjoyed watching the Dolphins. I enjoyed the Dolphins in the late 80s and early 90s, my man. I did. Now listen, I enjoyed watching Jason and Zach and those guys play. It killed me that they had to be perfect every week because their offense was just atrocious. You know, it's cancerous. That damn offense. It just wasn't enough ever to complement the defense. It was a low-scoring offense. And you had also a conservative coach that would coach scared in Dave Wanstead. Dave was just way too conservative, man. He's fine with, ending with a punt, a kick, or a field goal. That's kind of the way he thought football should be played. And boy, he wouldn't even last 2 minutes in today's game. You got to have some balls to play in this game nowadays. You got to take some chances. The offenses are too explosive. Jason Voladio says, did you see X on the mic'd up asking Wilkins what he was doing when he hit Cater on that celebration? Yeah. No, you got to talk to. I wasn't at the locker rooms this week because it was a short week. We had some things to do next week when we get back on Wednesday and we get to talk to Wilkins. I got to corner him and ask him about that and say, yo, man, not for nothing, bro. Everybody loves you. You're a hell of a player, but your celebrations are out of control, man. You're going to hurt somebody. And then I want to see if he actually looks at me and laughs or takes me serious. And then when I don't laugh, I'm going to say, dude, I'm serious. I'm really serious. Like, don't you think you take celebrations a little too, physical with your own teammates? Man, he's brutal on the he gets out of control. Jason says, "What's up, Big O? So happy my power is back so I can watch the game. Fins up. Nice. Sadly, we're going to have a lot of folks that don't have any power, don't have the opportunity to enjoy life right now." Ricky Williams did all the work. Yeah, it was that wasn't a good offense because it just didn't have the quarterback that can put you over the top all the time. Holt says, "Love beating Dallas in the Leon Lett Thanksgiving snow game. Smarter team on the field." That's what I was talking about before with Shula, is having the smarter team on the field. And that's one thing that you can always count with him, is the smarter team on the field. What else do we have here that I wanted to talk about? Good news for the Dolphins. DJ Reader, their defensive lineman, who's a beast, is on the IR with a knee injury. I don't know. He's going to be longer than 4 weeks, they think, but we don't care about that. It's just about tonight that he's not there. Josh Tuopo and Zachary Carter are the two guys that are set to fill in and try to fill the shoes of a DJ Reader, who's a beast. That is one, I bet you that the offensive line is going, wow, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord we don't have to put up with that dude, because he's a load. T. Higgins, he had there were a couple guys, but they were all, removed from the injury list. Little knickknacks. They're fine. They're going to play. That's not a big deal. But the Reader loss is huge. And then obviously Miami with Byron Jones and Austin Jackson. The Jones one obviously doing it. How about Greg Little? Greg Little's done a pretty damn good job overall, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Greg Little a little love for his performance so far filling in. And besides giving Greg Little the love for hanging in there and doing a decent job while filling in, or maybe taking over for Austin Jackson, I don't know. But let me tell you something. Here's the most important part: the front office. Because the front office stuck with Greg Little last year when he meant nothing. He was on there and doing nothing for the team at all. So there was no reason to keep him on because there was no performance on the field. But they must have seen something behind the scenes that they bought into him. And this tells me also that either Greer, Allen, or McKenzie liked Greg Little in that draft. And so once he was made available, they picked him up, scooped him up, and they kept him here, and they protected him. And they brought him back this year. So they had conviction. And then you bring in guys like McDaniel, guys like Frank, guys like Applebaum that actually know offensive line. And then the front office identifies the talent. The coaches mold it. So credit goes to them that, Austin Jackson was already looking better than what he was playing already. And that's the thing that you start to see. And something tells me that this line will get better and better and better as the season goes on. As guys get comfortable, their confidence soars, they get more physical. I mean, Hunt is playing. He's playing pretty well, man. I'm not telling you he's super clean. Everybody's going to make a mistake or two. But overall, Rob Hunt has played some strong football, man. Really impressed. William Quigley, baby. What's up, Big O? Just got home. Long days taking care of a few tornado strikes from Ian. Been listening to you, and you are correct. I'm 58 and finally feel we're back. Dolphins have the swag back, winners. Exactly. And he knows. Us older fans, okay, we're the ones. When you talk to it's funny because when you talk to older fans that have been around a little bit, right, we would see these Dolphin teams the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and we look at them and say, no, Cam Wake's a hell of a player. No, Jason Taylor's a hell of a player. Yeah, but what do you got on offense? Or what do you got? And so this is like the first time in 25 years that a Dolphins fan can say The offense can bail you out of a game, and the defense can bail you out of a game. And we've never said that. It's always been the defense the last quarter century. Because you can't count on Ricky Williams, Lamar Smith, and Jay Ajayi to really bail you out on offense. And Chad Pennington did a marvelous job of not turning over the ball. I think he had maybe 18, 19 touchdown passes that year. Very pedestrian numbers. What he did, see, football's funny. Don't commit penalties and don't turn over the football. And you have no idea on how many games you're going to be in every single time. Every single time you'll be in a game. Every single time. I'm telling you, you'll be in the 90 percentile. It's funny, but it's hard to play mistake-free football. That's what they did that year. They were so perfect at times that they gave themselves a chance to be in every game. And then they won a bunch of tight games, and they got their 11 wins. But it was never an offense the last 25 years that can bail you out. That's what's changed. And I think older fans see that. Younger fans have never seen this. So, all right, let's do it. Let's talk to Lee Sterling, baby. Paramount Sports. Let's get ready here to start hour number 2 now with Paramount Sports and my man Lee Sterling. And Lee's been around the block a little bit, right? He's got a half a lap in front of me in all of this. And Lee, as we bring you up now, I was talking to Dolphin fans that over the last 25 years, we haven't really seen a team that can actually bail each side can bail them out. It's always been the defense the last quarter century with certain Dolphin teams. Now, it seems, do we have him up here? Because I know he's hearing it in the background. What do you have here? Okay, ready? Do we have him? Here we go. There we go. Okay, so it seems like here in the last 25 years, they haven't had that. And good evening, sir. But it looks like now they have a team that each side can equally bail the other one out.
I think that's a great observation, Big O. I think one of the biggest problems, it wasn't just that they were mediocre. They were boring. They weren't even fun to watch. And this team is capable. Are they capable of winning a Super Bowl? Maybe not. But I think they're at least a playoff team at this point. And then you never know. Hey, did I think that Cincinnati had any shot at all last year? No.
None of us. No
one saw it. I mean, if Kansas City in that championship game just goes for the field goal right before the half, they probably win that game. So that's why they play the games. That's why it's fun. And this is a team that has a lot of the different components that you need if you want to be successful and can go deep in the playoffs. So, a lot of people had doubts about Tua. I wasn't one of them because the offensive line was maybe one of the worst I've ever seen in the NFL. And I've been watching NFL games since the mid-'60s. The running back situation, look at even Myles Gaskin. Doesn't even dress out for most of the games. Just tells you what kind of problems they had last year. And then you throw in Hill and, they've done – I just think the play calling also has been masterful for the most part.
You're QB, dude.
Yeah.
You're QB. That's why. Last year, all I complained about was there's no offensive line. There's no coaching. There's no play design. Play calling was terrible, which are two different components. One is the designing of the play is very important, and then the play calling when you're calling plays and at what moments. And there was no rhyme or reason to anything that was going on. And you saw probably the same thing I did. And now in comes McDaniel with Applebaum, with Frank, with guys that know the offensive line, a guy that understands the running game and offense. And all of a sudden, you're now looking at Tua as a completely different player. And one of the things that I was going to tell you about the offense, because it's funny, because people did, can Tua have a high-powered offense? Well, here you go. You got your high-powered offense led by Tua. And part of the reason is this is the most dynamic quarterback you've had since Dan Marino.
Right.
That's the difference.
Yep.
This is the guy that can read, react. He ball placement. He has anticipatory skills, which, you know the position, bro. Anticipatory skills are something that's rare in a quarterback. The great ones are the ones that have that kind of stuff.
There's some quarterbacks out there that are, have much bigger names, have had much better seasons than Tua, that are struggling right now. Russell Wilson, I mean, he's not picking up blitzes, not reading defenses. You talk about some other teams. I watched last week. I mean, talk about Ryan. I mean, here's a guy that's playing for Indianapolis. I mean, it looks like he's punch drunk. I mean, here's a guy that's been playing positions his entire life. He has no clue that he's being blitzed from the blind side. It's like he has no idea. And then and I used to see this with Miami, and I haven't seen it this year. There's 3 or 4 teams that are running empty. No running back in the backfield. 3rd and 10 or longer. What we're seeing is, here's something to watch. Makes no sense. Here's why. Because if you're running an empty backfield and 5 receivers, what defenses are doing now is, if you only have 5 guys to block, they're bringing 6 guys, and they line the other 5 guys up right on the first down marker. They know the quarterback's got to get rid of the ball. He throws the ball 5-7 yards downfield. The guy makes a tackle 9 out of 10 times, and you got to punt the ball. So I'm seeing some really good design plays. We've got more talent. And here's the problem, though, this week. And I've been on Miami early and often every single week. If they win and cover this game, I mean, look at the schedule.
I know.
It's cake.
I know.
I mean, they could be sitting at 10-1. It's setting themselves. So
I don't want to get ahead of myself. No. But I mean, I see it. I mean, hey, listen, let's be honest. Roster to roster tonight, Miami's got the better roster.
I agree. Here's the problem. I think Cincinnati is in a good spot here. Miami's banged up. Their defense, and you talk to players who play, if you play more than 80 plays in the NFL, it takes a full week to recover. They had to play 90, and it was hot. It was in the upper 80s, low 90s in that game, hotter on the field. So and there's a reason why home favorites do so well on Thursday night. Yeah. I mean, that extra day, sitting at home, sleeping in your own bed makes a difference here. Miami's banged up. I think Cincinnati early in the year was the time to catch them. They had not had their offense together. Joe Burrow had not practiced. You didn't see that cohesion with him. Now, Joe Burrow, I will say this, even with a real good line, he's going to give up a lot of sacks.
Oh, yeah. He holds on to the ball, bro.
That's it.
He holds on.
So don't get caught up in the number of sacks. That line gave up 55 last year and 15 already this year. Miami might get 2, 3, even 4 this week. But I think those 3 receivers, there's some receivers that have one receiver as good as Chase or as good as Hill. They got 3 guys. Those 3 together are really tough cover.
Yeah.
I don't like Miami's chances tonight. I like Cincy here, 27-20.
Yeah, my theory is at first this is a monumental task for them,
right?
But man, I walk into that locker room every week, and there's a vibe in there.
Oh,
there's a vibe. Yep. They like each other. They hang with each other. They feel good.
Yep.
I think these dudes are motivated to try to kill themselves to get this win so they can hang out for 10 days. And all they heard the entire offseason is what they couldn't be with Tua, or that Mike McDaniel's a new coach, and that these 4 games are going to be brutal and all of that. And I think they heard so much of that. They are looking forward to kind of sticking it back to people. Notice, Tyreek, Waddle, and Tua are doing no national stuff.
All right.
None of it. The requests are coming in like crazy. And they're turning it all down because of that. You saw one with Fitz and Tua, and that's only because Tua and Fitz get along and all that stuff. And that's the only reason why Tua did it. And, it's that ukulele stuff that they did, and it was fun and all that stuff. But there's a part of me that, as difficult as this is, I think they're going to find a way to even win this game, man.
It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. Cohesiveness is so important. I played on some really good teams in high school and college. And when you have something special, even in tough times, you're able to overcome them. So, Cincinnati gets down early. We've seen it many, many times. Teams that lose the Super Bowl early the next season, they're not the same team. So,
hey, listen, Ken Anderson, Boomer Esiason, you and I are old enough, my brother.
Yeah.
They showed up, and then they never went back again. And I could argue the Boomer Esiason team, oh, my God. That was a team, dude.
With Eddie Brown here from Miami. I mean, they were.
Oh, my God. Wasn't it David Fulcher, that linebacker that was like one of the most mammoth human beings I've ever seen at linebacker? That was a nasty Cincinnati team, dude.
Yeah. The only thing that's a little different, this is a younger team. That was an experienced team.
Yeah. That was an experienced team. James Brooks, all that. Yeah, definitely. But they were loaded, man.
They were
loaded. That was Eddie Brown, Miami High product. Eddie Brown was on that team. So yeah, that was a hell of a team. And they didn't go back. One more thing before I let you go and get another pick for the weekend. As a quarterback, explain to me how we've gone to these peaks, and we're still in a valley, I guess. But you and I grew up in a different era where the fullback was part of your offense. Right. And you find dynamic ones. Dallas had one, San Francisco had one. Well, we had one that was like a special running back too at the same time in Zonk. But and now you're watching the guy they have now, and he's a beast, dude. Blocking, picking up people downfield, setting everything up, short yardage stuff. And you wonder, okay, well, Mike McDaniel comes in and says, no, I need Alec Ingold in here. I need a fullback part of my system. And he helps out in so many different ways. And like you said, empty backfield. Well, then you just leave the fullback back there, a dynamic one that can pick up blocks or catch for your run. What the hell happened in this game that they lost complete need for that position?
I think it's a big mistake. I think it makes a team tougher to defend when you got a fullback, and especially 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. I mean, we've seen our Dolphins have so many problems converting. They're definitely bottom 3, bottom 4. I haven't looked this year. I still think it hasn't been great, but I think you need it. And I love the way he uses the fullback. I think didn't he drop a bomb already this year?
Yeah. No,
and I don't think that'll happen. He's usually a good receiver. That was a masterful play. So I still think there's a big need. And teams that don't have fullbacks, I think it limits what you can do. The more weapons you have and the more looks you can show teams, it makes it tougher to defend. So, I always loved having a good fullback. Protecting
a dynamic one, not just a thumper that can only block. They had what's the name of Ray, whatever. They had this fullback a few years back that either he'd hit the guy or he completely missed the guy.
I forget which one that one was. I don't remember that.
The guy that went through a wall. He went through a wall, Ray something, not Malaluga, but something. No. I forgot the guy's name.
Someone either way, come up with a name.
All right, so you got Bengals -4 or -3.5.
It's down to 3.5. Yeah, and I would probably, if you're playing Cincinnati, probably buy it down to 3. So, hate to say it, but I think it's probably the right side here, but not a strong play. And see what happens. Another game that I have real strong. I actually like Tampa Bay. A lot of people will not go against Patrick Mahomes 2 straight games. They think he's too young, he's too good. But Tampa Bay is very similar to Indianapolis, who beat Kansas City. Strong running game with Leonard Fournette, and they're good. I think they're top 2, top 3 in the league. And they got 2 cornerbacks that can lock up on any receiver. If they keep, Kansas City's passing game to the tight end, they hold him down to 6-7 catches. I think they win that game. And then also he's getting back his 2 receivers. That was a big problem last week. Their receivers, the route running was absolutely horrendous. And he'll get back his top 2 guys here. Julio Jones looks like will play in the game also. Give me Tampa Bay. Low-scoring game. Total's 45 on the game. I'll give you the game and the total. Play the under 45 total points, and I like Tampa to win the game 20-17.
All right, tell them about Paramount Sports so they can take advantage of the college football Saturday coming up and the NFL Sunday, my friend.
So 9-2 last week, 8-3 the week before, 6-3 the week before that. We've only had one losing week since the start of the preseason. You want to get involved. We don't call it October. We call it Locktober at Paramount Sports. 5 weeks, just $347. Use coupon code SAVE50, ParamountSports.com.
There you go. Lee, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you big time. We'll catch up next week.
Sounds good. See you, Big O.
Thank you. There you go. Lee Sterling, baby. Paramount Sports. Follow him on Twitter, too, at Paramount Sports, but go to the website, ParamountSports.com. We thank Lee Sterling. David Triana says, how important have you guys like Teron Armstead, Melvin Ingram, and Tyreek Hill been for this team in terms of veteran presence in the locker room? Extremely important. Extremely important. You got to have leadership. Got to have experience. And David, the front office has done a marvelous job of creating a locker room where you've got a bunch of young guys that are developing, guys for the future, and then you've got leaders like that, like what you're talking about, an Armstead, a Connor Williams, a Melvin Ingram. You got to have these kind of guys. You have an X in the locker room, an Emmanuel Ogbah. You got to have foundational pieces like that have been through things, that have the experience and can lead the young guys. You know what I mean? You just can't have a roster full of young guys because then they just don't have those pillars of stability to lean on. Last year, the offensive line, David, everybody was young and they're all looking at each other and there's nothing there except Jesse Davis was a journeyman. And he's never accomplished anything except just survive to be on a roster. You know, you look at Teron Armstead, that guy's accomplished. That guy's a Pro Bowler. That makes you feel better that you're playing with him. And Connor Williams and those kind of, it is so important. It is vital. But when you have a coach that has an ego, that is afraid of players having an ego flow, then you don't have those kind of environments. He wants more guys that are just going to take orders because he thinks he's mini Belichick. Jose Lucas, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir. He says, media will be sad tomorrow as Tua is 4-0, fins up. I love it. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate all of you out there, as always, for making a donation to the program. We appreciate it. Let's see what else got going on. 855-912-1056, by the way, if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line. Let me check the text line, 855-912-1056, if you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line. You know that we also do pre- and post-game for the Canes. Well, now we have a new home for the Canes pre- and post-game show. We're still trying to find the right home for our Dolphins pre- and post-game show, a bar. They may want to step up. But our Canes one now will be at Walk-Ons in Kendall, starting off on the 8th of October. Next week when they take on UNC, we will start our pregame show at 2 o'clock. Kickoff will be at 4, and then we're back for the postgame show, Mike McCoy and myself. So if you're a Canes fan, please join us at Walk-Ons in Kendall. We'll have giveaways. We'll have all kinds of stuff. 9065 Southwest 162nd Avenue, right off of Kendall Drive and 162nd inside that shopping center that's there. And it's a big, beautiful Walk-Ons. Drew Brees, by the way, is one of the owners of Walk-Ons. And the food is awesome, dude. Awesome. They've got this grilled fish that I get with the loaded mash. I've been eating at Walk-On since it opened because it's close to my house. I love this place, so it's actually great that we're able to catch that. So just in case, there you go. I can't watch game on Prime. I'm told you can also catch it on Twitch, on Prime's channel on Twitch, I believe, and I think that's free. I think. Don't and there's also, by the way, Wayne. There's also a free 4-week trial, supposedly, for Prime. take the free trial, man, so at least you can watch the game and then cancel. Let me tell you something. I don't know how you don't have Prime as it is. It is awesome Prime. I just had to order a bunch of stuff for my new garden and lawn to maintain. I had to order some machines, some stuff that we need so me and the wife can work on it and stuff. And Prime, dude, delivered right away. On the Welton Rayom text line, Holland is a stud. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. As Ukama needs to hurry up, so we have a top 3 wide receivers in the league. Hey, he's young. There's time. Don't worry. He'll be fine. Paul in Connecticut is in. He's saying, let's go. It's Tua time. Another gentleman chiming in says, love the show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate all of you out there. Don't you know the latest is that winning is no longer a QB stat? Someone tell Russell Wilson. Oh, man. All right, what else do we have here? RVA Richmond says, Big O, actually, Hollywood says, oh, okay, there you go. All right, good for him. Should admit it when they're wrong. We're all going to be wrong. We're all going to get them wrong. So it's good. Anyway, what else do we have here? Cedric Wilson's spot, I think. Oh, you want Azukama? Relax. True Fin Fan says, I got the Big O show on my 70-inch. It's awesome. Wow. That's scary. You've got me like scaring the entire family. If you've got me on the 70-inch screen, that poor family of yours, my brother. Thank you, True Fin Fan. That's very nice of you. Whose defense do you want, hypothetically? Dolphin 13's asking me. Baltimore's, New England's, Buffalo's, Bengals 4-0. Sounds like music in my heart. Listen, Dolphin 13 and every Dolphin fan out there, tonight, they're not just fighting against a football team. They're not just trying to win a game against the Cincinnati Bengals. They're personally fighting a demon that is unhuman, which is energy, which is you got to find you got to dig so deep tonight in order to be able to win this game against any team, because this is the 4th game in the season and you're on the road in a short week. And you just played a game with 90 plays in the kind of heat that nobody else pretty much has to deal with, because hell, Houston they have a dome. They close their shit. There aren't a lot of places. Arizona closes theirs. There aren't a lot of places that play in the kind of heat that Miami has. And that takes a lot out of your body. I don't care how much Pedialyte you have. And to me, that is the biggest opponent that the Dolphins have tonight, is themselves, because they're going to be tired. They're going to be dog-ass dead tired, and they're going to have to forget about it. And that's really hard to compartmentalize and forget about the pain and the soreness from Sunday, forget about the tiredness from Sunday, forget about the weakness from Sunday, because you're not nearly as strong today on Thursday, 3.5 days removed from an absolute drag out, down out, ugly ass affair against the Bills. The Dolphins are, I think, the better team, and they will prove to be the better team as the season goes on over the Bengals. I'm convinced of that. But the Dolphins have a monumental task. Put it this way. If this Dolphin team wins today, and yeah, I'm picking them. I didn't take only the 4 points yesterday. I'm picking them to win. Okay? I picked them to win last week against the Bills, not just take the points. So I know I'm saying one thing, but that's because I feel good about them. But let's not, I want to just give you reality, because I don't want you guys to be pissed at this team in any way, shape, or form. Unless they go out there tonight and they look like the Hurricanes did this past week, where they looked like they basically quit last Saturday At times, there were players that they had no heart in that game. And that hasn't happened. But that's the only way I would be a little bit disappointed in the Dolphins. Because it would say, oh, okay, these guys are so spent that it was just hard for them to find it, And I get it. I would totally understand. But I do want you to know what they're doing today is incredible. And so if they pull this off, you better make sure that all those doubters that were around you remind them. Okay? Hey, you said Tua couldn't do this. You said Mike McDaniel couldn't do this. You said Greer couldn't do this. You said the Dolphins couldn't do this. They're 4-0. This is the most impressive stretch by any team in the NFL if they complete this. It's not even close for them to do this. And especially when most thought it would be impossible to go 4-0. So anybody that wants to doubt them, you could tell them to kiss your ass. This is a hell of a mountain to climb tonight by the Miami Dolphins. They can do it. They've got the talent. But I just don't know how beat up those bodies are, how tired they are. And they are human beings. And I will have some understanding, some compassion, some sympathy for these guys. I'll be rooting them on like you are, but I'm not going to sit here and don't expect some bash show if they lose. You're not going to get that from me. No shot. No shot whatsoever at all. I'm very appreciative of what they've done so far. Incredibly appreciative, because I told you what they've been through in 25 years. All right. Let's go to the man that is in Cincinnati. Daniel Oyefusi from the Miami Herald, kind enough to join us now on the program. We'll see if his phone and his line comes in a little better and it's a better connection right now. Looks like it's frozen. Is that what that is? Oh no, there it is. He's there. He's there. Daniel, how you doing, baby? Daniel, you there? Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Daniel? He's trying, you see? Yeah, it's tough, man. It is tough. It's tough. Some stadiums, it's really difficult to get this done. It's like he probably, is he there? Daniel? Yeah, it's going to be hard for him. Sean, do me a favor. Send him a text if you can, and see if he has a laptop and some headsets. And that might be the best way that he can actually reach out to us. Okay? So let's see if he can do it that way, and hopefully we can get in contact with him. We're trying, folks. We're trying, but I've been at this for a long time, and I know that the stadiums can be a bitch for reception. It just is. It's very difficult. South Florida Don, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Very nice of you. Thank you. And he says 4-0 tonight. By the way, since Will checked in, I do want to remind you, great sponsor of ours is Cutter's Edge, who redid our lawn, front yard, backyard. And if you're looking for landscapers that can do it all for you, go to cuttersedgepro.com. That's cuttersedgepro.com, and tell them that Big O sent you. Call Will or Mike, all the great people out there, man. They will take care of you. And if you need to clean up because of hurricanes, or if you want to prepare just in case, and you got trees that are close to power lines or on your roof or that kind of stuff, don't go doing don't go being some stunt man or stunt woman out there. Call the pros like cuttersedgepro.com and tell them that Big O sent you. Tree trimming, landscape design, outdoor lighting, irrigation, synthetic turf, which I have for my doggies. All right, let's see. Daniel? No, nothing yet? It's tough, huh? Tough with Daniel. Brad Olin, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Very nice of you, sir. Thank you for supporting the channel. Lisa says, so glad we got you to listen to. Not one of those national TV football prognosticators picked the Finns. 10 out of 10 picked the Bengals. Yeah, Lisa, physically, this is a tough thing. Besides the hate, besides underestimating them and all that. But that's all right. This is great. You know, we see people break the glass ceiling all the time, right? Whether we vote in the first woman in an office or, you know, somebody that is whatever accomplishes this or that, and they break the glass ceiling, right? Well, the Dolphins have to break the glass ceiling of NFL expectations because they're mighty low. You know what I'm saying? And so people underestimate them. They don't look at them as a great team. And that's what you've got to get to. You got to get to the point where the Kansas City Chiefs, if they were 3-0 and going into this game, they would have picked them. If Aaron Rodgers is 3-0 and they're going into this game, they would have picked them. Right? Because they've got that. Miami doesn't. They don't have that reputation. And this is how you earn that kind of reputation with those kind of games. Tampa's 3-0 with Tom Brady going into this game, and everybody's picking them. No matter what, if it's a short week. Miami's got to earn that reputation. All right, Daniel Yafusi. Oh, I saw him, but he was gone now. Okay. All right. Well, he's trying, man. Everybody tried. Everybody tried, man. I'm telling you, it's one of those deals. Ernie D, thank you for the love on the super chat, my friend. Very nice of you. Yo, Big O, I saw you at the Killers concert. I had a great time. Let's go, Fins. Damn, I wish you would have come by to say hi, Ernie. Taking a picture or something, man. Would have been cool. What a concert, right? Johnny Marr was amazing. The Killers were fantastic. What a freaking concert. Sucked that what's it called? Damn it. Over at the Revolution Live was just canceled on Wednesday. We just had a concert canceled. Sucks, dude. Terrible. Well, we got one on Saturday. I got Alice in Chains on Saturday on my birthday. So Saturday we're going to enjoy our 56th birthday with Alice in Chains and company. That's going to be a great concert. Bush, there's a bunch of bands. It's just freaking awesome. Great show coming. So looking forward to it. Yeah, Killers concert was awesome. And seeing Johnny Marr again. I saw Johnny over at the Culture Room, and he was just fantastic, man. What can you do? You know? What can you do, ladies and gentlemen? What can you do except enjoy life? That's what it's all about. What do we have here? Tannehill was just an athlete. Dude has to play wide receiver in college because, yes. Yeah, when they move you to wide receiver, they have no respect for you. Big O, what will you say if Miami wins? What will you say if Cincinnati wins? Well, I think I already told you that I'm not, again, unless the Dolphins go into this game and just quit, that's the only way I can be slightly disappointed in them. That's all. Cincinnati, by the way, they're desperate. That's why a lot of these pundits are picking Cincinnati. It's funny because Cincinnati does nothing for years, and in one season they go to the Super Bowl, and now they have that respect. But Miami doesn't. And Miami has outplayed Cincinnati to this point and has a much better record and has a much more impressive record at this point at 3-0. And the teams they've beaten. Cincinnati, would they beat the Jets? You beat the Jets? The Jets. That's your claim to fame? And then they're given the go. Joe Burrow, the run to the Super Bowl. It's a short week. They're home. Miami isn't. Miami wants to have this kind of respect. You got to come through, man. That's part of this game. That's what it's all about. Somehow or another, you got to find a way to win this game. And when you win this game, then some serious respect starts coming your way. Because now you're that team they never underestimate. Instead of that team they always overlook. Because that's what's been the case for 20 years. The Dolphins are the team you overlook. When they're having success, oh, it's cutesy that they're having success. Oh, it's nice of the Dolphins, but it's not serious. And that's what they're doing again. They're doing it again to the Dolphins. they're saying they're not serious. And that's why I'm telling you this is different. Everyone else will find out. That's fine. That's fine. Not a problem. While printing in graphics, says, question, Big O, we take care of business tonight. Jacksonville takes down the Eagles on Sunday. Are the 72 Dolphins popping bottles on Sunday? No. They wouldn't pop bottles for the Dolphins being the last team to lose in undefeated. They would never do that. Ever. The Dolphins are the only team that they would be disappointed in if they lose and in that undefeated streak. They would root for this Dolphin team to beat their record. I bet you. I don't think Zonka is a malicious dude. He's a Dolphin. And I think that he loves the Dolphins. Let me tell you something. Let me add a little caveat to this. I'd be disappointed myself in Larry Zonka. How do you like them apples? Let's say Philly loses, Miami runs the table for the next couple of weeks. And they're 7-0, 8-0, 10-0, and then they lose. And Zonka cracks a champagne bottle. I would be pretty mad at Zonka for the rest of my life. I would not be happy with him. Because don't act like you care about the team constantly for years, okay? And you'll rip the team. And we love you for ripping the team because we see the same things you do, Larry. But then can you imagine what kind of a two-faced move that is? Oh, I want you to be good, but no, not good enough to beat our record. Think about that. Think about the optics of that. Think about how sad that would be. I would be disgusted with the guys from the 72 team if they would act like that. That's something that media would talk about it and fans would talk about it, but I don't believe those men would act that way at all. I don't think that would ever cross their minds. I think Larry Little would love to see the Dolphins go undefeated also. There's no way you can be Zonka for the last couple of years and just complain about the team, and then now they're great. Oh, yeah, no, but you guys can't be that great. Hold on. You got to lose a game here. No shot. No shot. That's no way. No way that happens. Nick Wright predicts Dolphins will get exposed tonight and all their wins were flukes. Big O, they're cheering for the Fins. Who are you talking about? The folks in Cincinnati? Do we have like a lot of Dolphin fans over there? Is that what's going on? I'm not watching the Amazon pregame coverage right now. Last thing I need to do is put any of that up here, and Sean will be losing his crap. Like, no, don't do that. They're gonna tag us. Nah, he'll crack the champagne when the Eagles lose. Exactly. Yes, and they should. But for the Dolphins, no way, not those guys. I don't believe it at all. Yeah. Deserving better for younger generations is really a beautiful virtue. Of course, man. Definitely. The game tonight is on My 33 on Xfinity. It's channel 3. Really? Well, that's very nice. I like that. Damn, Big O, you're 1,000% on that take. I would be disappointed in Zonka. Of course, we all would. If you think big picture, you can't be two-faced, dude. You can't be complaining that the team sucks like we do, and we're pissed about this loss, and we're embarrassed about this finish, and we're embarrassed about this situation or whatever, and then all of a sudden they fix their stuff up, they clean up their house, they become ass kickers, and you're like, no. No, you can't do that, bro. I mean, listen, it's all crap. Okay, Dolphins are not going undefeated. They're not running the table. They are going to the Super Bowl and winning it, of course. That will happen. There's no doubt in my mind that will happen. But they're not going undefeated. Winning the Super Bowl, yes, but they're not going undefeated. Tua the MVP, yes, but they're not going undefeated. Mike McDaniel, Coach of the Year, yes, but they're not going undefeated. Chris Greer, Executive of the Year, yes, but they're not going undefeated. No. So that's all. So I'm telling you, everything else is going to happen, but not the undefeated streak. Okay? Jamie says, Big O, I think you misunderstood. I beloved Larry meant Philly loses and the Dolphins remain undefeated. That would happen, yes. But somebody asked me about that again, that if they would, if the Dolphins lose, would they be, if they were the last one? And they would, I believe they would never do that. So if he meant one or the other, now you got my explanation. Obviously, yes, for the Eagles. I don't believe they would ever do it for the Dolphins. Ever. Ever. You'd piss me off in a big time way. You're not missing much on the Prime pregame. Yeah, bro. I don't. The Prime is the Dolphins. That's what I want to see. I want to see this. That's what I'm here to see. This win today.
You missed Hawk and Crowder, man.
What happened?
No, I can't tell what. I have the volume down. So, but they had the studios and they were talking during the Tua and Fitz. They were showing, just B-roll of studios, and they're talking of saying something. So, I'm not sure what it was about. But yeah,
Good. That's awesome, man. Now 790 is going to be La Cucaracha, La Cucaracha. 790 La Cucaracha. It's going to be a Spanish station now. How about you got to love Odyssey. Well, we'll call ourselves the Joe. No, we'll go back to 560. Okay, no, we'll simulcast everything. No, we're not going to simulcast. We'll keep firing everybody. I mean, we'll create a gambling station on 790 because people will flock to listen to gambling talk all day long. Like they already have it on VSiN. You don't have to do it anywhere else. You think you're going to get away with it? No. I mean, that's such a disaster of a company. Oh, no, let's change our name and our logos and everything. Spend more money for no reason at all. It's the dumbest company on earth. I just hope everybody there is prepared because everyone will get fired. Except for Joe because he'll leave in February. But everybody else, be ready because they don't know how to run a business. So eventually they'll need your salary to pay some kind of a bill before they go bankrupt. It's like it's a joke, dude. I mean, really. 790 La Cucaracha. It's hilarious. It really is how that business has gone to crap. Troy says, I'm pissed and embarrassed about the Canes. Disgusting performance on Saturday. It was. And Mario's got a ton of work, and he better get guys to play responsible at least. Clement Daru says, I think you can watch it on WSFL in West Palm Beach from what I heard. I might be wrong, though. Maybe it is not good. If it's on a local channel on 33 or whatever that, go look for 33 and 39 at 8:15. If it's there, you're in. Jean-Luc says, I would think that if anybody was going to beat their record, they would rather it be by the Miami Dolphins again. Of course, dude. Of course. Definitely. What else do we have here? Tua has to do it again what Burrow and Herbert and Allen and whoever has never done. Kind of seems that way, right? Kind of seems that way. Except for I'm not putting Burrow in that cut. Burrow's a badass, bro. I will stick to my guns like I have for the last couple of years when they tell me, oh, so you're going to take Tua over Herbert? And I say, yeah. And they're like, what? Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? But not Burrow's a badass. Okay. I may not believe in Herbert, the quarterback. I know he's a phenomenal physical talent, but, I still don't know if his BBs are dropped. So we'll see. If his BBs drop one day and he stops throwing, fourth quarter interceptions, fourth quarter pick sixes, then maybe. But it does seem like that. that it's almost like Tua has to do things that nobody else has to do in order to prove it to people. Yeah. And this is part of it right here. But Burrow's a badass. I got nothing but respect for that guy. I may not have a lot of respect for Justin Herbert as a quarterback. I may respect his physical talents, but that Burrow guy, he's got that moxie, bro. He's got that moxie. Harold Wiley says the last time the Finns were the last undefeated team was 84 when they lost. I don't think there was any champagne by the 72 team. Yeah, I don't think that they would do that. Serious take, what's your take on Jerome Baker? He's a solid linebacker. The problem with Jerome Baker, South Florida Don, and the problem with the Dolphin defense, South Florida Don, and what would help Jerome Baker out is if he had a thumper in the middle that was a heat-seeking missile like Zach Thomas, right? And that's what you need in the middle. And they don't have a Zach, a John Offerdahl, a Mike Singletary, a Derek Brooks, Junior Seau. You know what I'm saying? That they just don't have a guy in the middle that is just nasty. They don't have that freak Levon Kirkland. Man, Levon Kirkland was like one of the biggest linebackers I've ever seen in my life. You know, they need a nasty guy in the middle, and they don't have it. A Luke Kuechly. That's what's missing in that defense. And so Jerome Baker, then you need him more for the dirty stuff, and he's more of an athletic outside linebacker that I want to use in pass rush situations, that I want to use in drop back and coverage. He's not the guy that is going to sift through the traffic and get a bunch of tackles for losses. He's not that kind of thumper. That's not who he is. And so you have to use him in another way. And then he doesn't satisfy you, South Florida Don, like a lot of people, because you want him to do something that he does not have in him, because that's not who he is. He can be a very good player for you, but you've got to use him the way he is built. He's not built to be put in the middle. He's not built to fight off and fend off blocks. He's not built to knock the shit out of running backs in the middle of the line and put them on their ass. That's not who he is. And that's the problem. And so they are missing that element from that defense. They've got to find that next year. There's only a couple of pieces that they're missing right now. That's the biggest piece that they're missing right now from that team. They need a star middle linebacker, and they don't have one. No Bonacani, no Offerdahl, no Zach Thomas. Get me something like that, and that defense will be different. That will allow those other backers to roam and do other things. But until you have that guy in the middle cleaning everything up, the Dolphin defense will not get to the point that we'd like to see it all. But it's hard to find that middle backer. It's hard to find that guy that does it all. Calls the plays, leads the team, knocks the crap out of people, sacks the quarterback, covers the guy, and drops back in coverage. I'm talking about the guy. They don't have that guy. He doesn't exist on the Dolphins roster. So until you get that guy, I don't see Jerome Baker being satisfactory to all Dolphins out there, because you're asking him to help you out in elements that are missing in that defense. So that's my explanation for Jerome Baker. So Strikehold says, so the Bengals are back after beating a subpar team like the Jets, but the Finns aren't for real because they've been lucky. Exactly, Strikehold. And this is part of reputation, my brother. This is the reputation that Miami has buried itself in for 25 years. Mediocre, can't trust them, they're streaky, none of it is real. They don't have the real players. They don't have the real coaching. They don't have the real front office. So all of these walls are being torn down right now. All of these narratives are being torn down right now. But they're narratives that they've earned. And that's the problem. So it's going to take a while to convince people that the Dolphins are back. You don't suck for 20, 25 years where you're mediocre, average at best, and then all of a sudden you win 3 games and people are convinced that you're back. It's going to take a while to convince them. It's going to take several wins. So after you win tonight, now you run a 4-0 table, and now you start winning those easier games, and then the record builds, and then people say, okay, wait a minute, man. This team can beat the difficult teams, and now they're taking care of the teams they're supposed to, all of those things. Because if you start having letdowns against shitty teams, which, by the way, is that not so Dolphins in the past, right? Not this team. I don't believe in this team. I believe that this team, they would never do that kind of stuff. I think this is a team that's going to have, an 11 to 12 win easily schedule. I'm telling you, I feel confident about this team, barring injury, of course. But just because I believe in it, the rest of the country doesn't believe in it yet, because this is what we've earned. This is what we've watched our beautiful team become, non-trustworthy. You're usually a punchline. You're usually a bad headline. You're usually a disturbing headline. That's our Dolphins, dude. And so now we have to change it. Now we have to change it that, hey, we got a hell of a front office. Hey, we got a hell of a coach. Hey, we got the real franchise quarterback. And guess what? There's an offense and a defense there. Let's roll. It's part of it. And tonight is a great opportunity. So let's hope that they're able to do it. That linebacker in Chicago is too expensive, in my opinion. Yes. But he's staying there anyway. So that one's gone. That one's gone from the what's it called? From the request option there. It's that one's not realistic anymore. That's out. You got to go draft him now. You got to find him in this draft, hopefully coming up. That's what you got to do. That thumper is not a liability in the passing game. It's hard to come by. They don't grow on trees or can be found in the playground. I hope they can find one, or Tyndall develops into that guy. Right. Exactly. You are correct, sir. And we'll see if Tyndall because I love that Tyndall pick. I really do. I think the Tyndall pick is exceptional, but I also know he's a young cat. And I can't put the weight of the world on a young dude like that. I can't do that to Azukama. You can't do that to him. It's difficult. You got to let them grow at their pace. Some guys like Zach Thomas, they make, even as a 5th rounder, they make an immediate transition. And then some guys, it takes them a little while to kind of figure things out. That's just the way it is. It's not a bad thing, but it's life. You can't control that part. What else did I want to talk about today as we get ready for the contest? Nope, I think I got pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about overall with the injuries. We got into all of that. Talked a little bit about Josh Boyer. Yeah, that's it. Bengals will be wearing their white helmets, white and black. Dolphins. Are they in aqua? Is that the deal? They're in aqua? I like those aqua jerseys, dude. I've always been a fan of those aqua jerseys. Love them. Love those aqua jerseys. Big time. How would you like to run 90 plays, gain 497 yards, and lose the game? Fritter Foof. I love that name. Fritter Foof. It reminds me, I've said this before this week, it reminds me of the University of Miami fans. Oh, we moved the ball like crazy on Texas A&M. Yeah, what'd you do? Did you score? No. Okay, so then I don't care about your yards. Hollow yards. They mean nothing to me. Yes, sir.
If you really want to know, ask Ken Dorsey. He'll let you know.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I love the all aqua, Jamie. When Marino used to come out in all aqua, damn, dude. That was awesome. That was just one of those things that just stood. I love the all aqua uniforms. Those things are super sweet. I love the white ones, don't get me wrong. But the all aquas, those are nice, man. Big O, you're the best. Fins up from Venezuela. Thank you, Luis. Appreciate you, my brother. Un abrazo. Thank you. Say fritter foof 3 times. Oh, go. Fritter foof, fritter foof, fritter foof. Fritter foof, fritter foof, fritter foof. Big O, thoughts in on Will Anderson? I'm sorry, what does that mean? Thoughts in Will Anderson. What am I missing there? What's he mean by Will Anderson? Trying to remember what the hell he means by that. Oh, you talking about Willie Anderson? Are you talking about like the offensive lineman? Is that what it is? Is that what you're talking about? You gotta clear it up for me if that's what you're talking about.
There's also a William Anderson linebacker with Alabama.
Oh, okay. I thought this.
I don't know if that's who he's referring to. I'm just saying. I looked up.
It has to be because I'm thinking Cincinnati, and I'm thinking because they had a lineman called Willie Anderson a few years back, and I'm thinking, is this guy a hardcore Bengals fan? And I'm not thinking about the linebacker. So yeah, you're thinking about the Alabama guy. Yes, that's not a problem. Yes. I'm thinking about this game tonight, and then I'm thinking about former Bengal players, and you're bringing up Willie Anderson. Like, dude, are we talking about the San Antonio Spur basketball player, Willie Anderson? Let's see. The only thing missing is the real dolphin instead of the whale. Yeah, we'll get that back eventually. John Moniz says, Big O, every day my daughter sings the intro. There we go. Thank you. Very nice of you. Yes, Willie Anderson is a thumper in Alabama. That would be a nice one. I like that one. Score prediction. All right, let's go because it's 8-11 already. Let's get ready. All right, folks, I like the Dolphins today. I took the Dolphins yesterday +4. So I know it went down to +3 or it's -3.5 Bengals. I think Miami is going to get after Burrow today. I think they're going to turn this team over a couple times. I really do, and I think they're going to capitalize. I like the Dolphins in this game, and I think they're going to win this game 34-28. Okay? 34-28. That's the score, and I'm sticking to it. How about that? I got confidence in this team, baby. They're going to get it done. Mr. Spock says 31-16. Folks, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button on your way out. We got to thank on the program Lee Sterling for joining us. I thank Daniel Yafusi for trying, of course. For joining us. They're trying at least to join us. And Ben Baby also for trying there too. But hey, man, what are you going to do? You know, the reception is tough. Mastered as always by Sean Stanley. Thank you all for tuning in. We will be back the second the game ends. We're back on here. We'll have Tua's press conference. We'll have Mike McDaniel's press conference. Cameron Wolf and Marcel Louis-Jacques straight from the locker rooms. We'll have all the insight that you need and all the reaction that you want, baby. Let's go Fins. Have a great one out there. Be safe.
This has been the Miami Dolphins Pregame Show on the Sports Talk 305 Network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. Please subscribe to our platform by searching Big O Radio Show on all digital avenues. We'll be back with a complete wrap-up of the game once the last second ticks off the clock. Thank you for your support and enjoy the game.